The really great thing about doing this live is sometimes you have a little technical difficulty. So we're doing a part 2 here. You were so popular, backed by demand. Backed by demand, we have Carrie Jeske, who is a licensing agent and also a licensee for inventions and products. And so thank you very much to the audience. You're welcome to ask questions. I want to say thanks to for Works Lab for having us in here, for letting us come in when there's when there was a gap in the schedule. We really appreciate as this GoToBiz Pro is here with us, and we were just talking offline as we were waiting for our technical challenges to be resolved, about actually the vetting process, because one of the things we were talking about in part 1 is that as a licensee, you're able to take that product, and if there's a prototype or there's something conceptual that you have, and then take it to the market to look at the viability of the market. That's a huge deal for the inventor, for the person that's taking this and then wants to make some money off of it, because it's about revenue. It's about making cash.
Exactly. It is about making money. And so you have to spend money sometimes on service providers. But here's what's going on in the industry that is a problem is there's not really a great way for an inventor to know if their product is viable before they spend all the money. And so what I think I have as an advantage is because I see so many products that have failed, and I see companies that have tested products and those products have failed. So there's no patent ever filed on that because a big company tried it and it failed. There's no Amazon sale that you're going to see because they didn't sell it. It didn't work. And so I have all this great knowledge. So I formed a nonprofit for the inventingworkshop.com. And one of the things that we do is whenever you have the brainstorm of collaboration of all these inventions, 90% of them aren't going to fly. The reality of it is 90% of them aren't going to fly. So we have inventors spending all this money and time on products somebody probably should have said, save your money, save your time, move on to something else. So what we do is we pare down all the 90%, and then I'll circle just the ones that are viable, and so the group can work on those. So you know, I'll take calls. People can tell me their ideas. They can send emails with little prototype demo videos. If I see something unique, it is obvious to me, because it's amazing how many times I'll get the same idea, literally the same rubber gloves with sponges idea, you know, from 5 different people around the world that I know don't know each other, and their concept, their prototype, their demo video, exactly the same. Yet I know that has been submitted a zillion times. It's been tried a bunch of times. Consumers just won't buy rubber gloves with sponges on them.
And that's a really valid point. And it's one we make when we are working with a company as whether they're already starting or whether they're building and they're looking at their market. Competition, you have to be aware of that. So if you're not in there, if it's not your personal business goal to be in business and have that operations, and you're looking, but you have an idea, or you have you've created a product that that you feel is valuable to the marketplace. You've tested to the concept, not with friends and family, but with a core group, and you've documented that. That's a great way to bring that to market again through licensing agent, to where if you're not if it's your personal business goal, not to be that I'm going to operate a company over here one day. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not operating a company, because you're getting revenue from the royalty once that from the license that comes in.
It can be significantly more too.
That's
significantly more.
Yeah, so that's it, because you're already launching to revenue, or you're launching to market faster. Like you said, 18 months, it's a product launch, you're in the marketplace. And that's something to really consider too.
And you don't have the effort. You didn't do the work, and you don't have the expense. So it's great. But I'd love to share with you a little bit about our market viability testing.
Oh yeah, please.
This is something I think is so powerful, because when you tell people, here's my idea, do you like it? Most of your friends are going to say, yeah, I like it. And even if you're getting a legitimate focus group, you know, it's still a different response than when you say, would you pay me $19.95 for this product? Your response is completely different. So we have a testing process that's time tested, only works for our category, and is only time sensitive based on this time in history. It's, you know, not necessarily the past or the future, but at this time in history. So what we do is we have 3 types of tests. One is a survey, and that's where we're basically surveying known as seen on TV buyers, and they're telling us...
My nephew.
Yes, exactly. I'd love to have him on the list. He's probably on the list. And we're seeing, is the problem significant that you think you'd spend money on it? So we get that result. If that's a green, we move on to something like a web test, and that's where we actually are looking for buyer intent, which means you got to put in your credit card, pay $19.95. Now we can do this prior to having the product manufactured, prior to having it patent protected, because these are short sample runs. These tests that we do are proprietary. They're time tested. The numbers don't lie as much as I try to buck the system. Sometimes they don't lie. They're very accurate. And so if it comes back no, we drop it, move on. All the rights go back to the inventor, and they can then pursue other categories. Because just because it doesn't work with us, there's plenty other places to sell product. It's not the end of the world. But it might be that it's the market saying, no, don't move forward. So it gives you at least a data point. The best test, though, is the 2-minute TV commercial. And you see them on TV. When you see a 2-minute TV commercial on TV, and then you think, I love this product, but you never see it in the store shelves, that's a failed test. That is actually a test. We are testing so much data. For example, the cane, the Get Up and Go cane, that was first launched under the name Apollo cane. That was the inventor's name. And then we changed the name to Mobile cane. And then we changed the name to Get Up and Go cane. And that was where the sales were higher. And different things like...
So it's not just the product you're testing, it's also the branding as well. So that's a big, big piece of it, especially in marketing. You can have a great product and a horrible name or the wrong colored, as you said, the wrong color branding. Your branding might be off, but you all can help resolve that too. Yeah,
absolutely. The first 2-minute test is about, will people pay for this product on a mass scale? And so when that succeeds, the other tests go on. Is the name right? Is the price point right? Are we hitting the right features? And that's a math formula, and it actually spits out a formula that we know for every one person that buys on TV, about 10 people will buy at the store level. So that's where the profit is. A lot of people think we make the money on the direct response. That's not the case. Media is so expensive that you have to have the product in the store shelves on a nationwide scale for you to actually make money on your product. And that's where an independent inventor, you know, they say, oh, my brother-in-law does video, and I know somebody that buys media, I'll just do it myself. It's not going to fly. You're going to lose money that way. That's not the best way to get sales, but it is the best way to build brand awareness and to get sales at the store level fast.
Well, and again, it really comes down to the having that invention, having that idea, being able to find the right network to introduce that to the market, for it to fit your own plan for development. And if you've got the right team and the resources together to be able to license that and find somebody who's reputable to do that. So that's why I appreciate you being here, because that's the other part of it, is find someone who's been there, done that, knows it, and is reputable in the business of doing it. That's so key to being able to get that product to launch.
You want to look for current products on the shelves. You have to work with a company that has current products on the shelves.
Oh, that's a good point.
So we've got those.
Yeah, that's behind us. Those are set up. But thank you so much to you for joining us, Carrie. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thanks to the audience for joining us for part 1 and part 2 today. We so look forward to meeting with you. Next week we have a gentleman, Hemisphere Staffing. He's going to come in and he's going to talk to us about, from a scale perspective, how do you find employees? How do you find the right talent to build? And do you contract them or do you hire them? He's also going to talk to us about, because he was a project manager for technology for a number of years, from the flip side of that, as someone who wants to go into their own business as a contractor, what do you need to really put into place? So it'll be great. That's 9 o'clock on the 9th. And then on the 11th, we have with us an HR attorney that's going to be talking about going from U to 2. So again, building that network. I so appreciate the perspective you brought to us today, because that company may be that inventor, that creator, and they've got that product, and it doesn't have to be technology. That's what it's about, invention and creation of product.
Gadgets are where it's at.
Gadgets, yeah, that's the widget and gadget. You know, we love stuff. And really taking that to marketplace. You can do it over and over and over again. Yeah. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.